Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Seize the Speed for another video. And today, to the right side of me, we have the big king daddy, the Sultan, the 2025 Lexus LX 700H in the Overtrail package. Let's get into it. So before I get to the design of the Lexus LX, I want to clear something up. This car is very close and dear to my heart because it is the only form of a Toyota Land Cruiser 300 series chassis that we get here in North America. Unfortunately, Toyota did not give us the 300 series. We do recently have a Land Cruiser Prado, the 250, as you guys have seen my many reviews, links up here if you want to see that. But as a Middle Easterner, these cars, the full-size chassis of the Land Cruiser is very close to our hearts. This is the baller mobile. This is the car that you get when you know you've made it. So I'm excited to see what the 300 series chassis is all about, and especially in this beefed up luxurious version, and on top of that, the luxury off-road Overtrail package that this one is in this beautiful earth color. Yes, the color is called earth. It's gorgeous. It has little gold flakes in it, and overall it looks tan. So if you do go, you know, in the desert and you get it sandy, you won't even be able to tell. It looks brand new still. Okay, Overtrail over here has this massive grille still, just like the regular trims, but it's not all chrome. It's all kind of a gunmetal color. We have the Lexus logo, of course, that has the radar engraved inside of it. We do have headlight washers in the bumper over here, pretty neat. We have all the sensors and all the safety features, of course. Lexus ran inside the headlight. Looks very pretty. Pretty cool design element of this body style is this hood that has a kind of a notch cut out the center. Gives it that mean, muscular look. Let's go ahead and take a look at the side profile of the LX 700H. The first thing that meets the eye on the Overtrail, of course, is these beefy Toyo tires and these gunmetal wheels that look pretty cool. To be honest, they look a little tame for an Overtrail car, but I can totally see where they're coming from. They want to keep the luxury essence of the LX and not go too overboard with it, and I think that definitely does the job. We have blacked out mirrors that, you know, go with the theme of the rest of all the black chrome all the way around this vehicle. Even your fender flares are black. These running boards that are permanently fixed, they're not deployed when you open the door like a lot of Toyota Lexus premium products. And on an Overtrail, it is a pretty low-hanging side of the car. It is your lowest point of contact. So if you do go over obstacles that are you know, taller than that, you're definitely going to damage that piece of the car. Something to keep in mind if you're looking to buy one of these. Coming to the rear end design of the all-new Lexus LX 700H, very similar, of course. It's the same car as the 600, so you have this beautiful, majestic looking Lexus light bar, and goes into the taillights that look very similar to the previous generations, and that's again why I like the design and the philosophy of these cars. They don't change much. They keep it true and classic, and that's why the certain type of buyer that goes after this car goes after it. But let's go ahead and check the storage space in a Lexus 700H. And of course, this car, as I mentioned, is a hybrid. So you have the classic Toyota battery bump. So this car indeed is a 7-seater though. Even though it loses a little bit of storage space, we have a shelf up here. We do have a third row, and it is deployable with these buttons. Pretty fancy. All right, we're gonna see if an adult can sit comfortably in the third row seat of the LX 700. So that is how you recline this seat, and that folds out of your way. Oh God. Okay. The entrance isn't too bad. I'm gonna see if Mr. Nigel can deploy that seat back up and lift that up. There we go. All right, so let me see that camera. So what we're dealing with here is, you know, it's not ideal. My knees are definitely not flat. They're at a 45-degree angle because there's a battery underneath us, and the floor is raised. And on top of that, there's the differential and all the good stuff, and there's a spare tire down there, so you don't get a whole lot of legroom. And even with the distance between my actual knees and the seat. As you can see, there is about a finger maybe, and I'm about 5'9", so.
This is reclined, so.
Oh, this is reclined? Okay. So go down one.
So if
one.
Regular seating.
Yeah, so get to the normal.
There.
That's not too straight up?
No.
Okay, so then the leg room isn't too bad. As you can see, just enough room for my feet, but your knees are definitely kinked up, so.
But if your
I feel like
passenger feels like annoying you.
Yeah, then they can totally, hey sir, that's rude. But aside that, we do have our own climate vents. Thank you, Lexus. It does feel like a lot of air is moving around. We do have all these vents in the floor blowing hot air right now. That's pretty nice. And here's all your buttons, so you can actually let yourself out without, you know, being trapped. So you just press that and that seat will deploy out of your way. So let's see what's under the hood of the Lexus LX 700H. This is the highest number ever designated to the LX, so maybe it has a V12 or something, right? No, it is the same 3.4 liter V6 twin turbo engine, but it is indeed a hybrid indicated by the H in the 700H, and it now makes 457 total horsepower combined with its hybrid system, of course, and it is connected to a 10-speed automatic transmission, making this car be able to tow 8,000 pounds. All right, interior of the Lexus LX 700H, and just like I mentioned before, this is a fancier, better 300 series Land Cruiser, and we have a gorgeous interior. This is the biggest difference this car makes compared to the actual Land Cruiser, and we have double screens over here. We have a nice touchscreen, pretty wide. We have a physical volume knob. This is your engine start button. Interesting placement. I thought this is how you turn on the stereo. We have the Mark Levinson stereo system. Speakers everywhere. I mean, we have speakers in the roof. We have speakers inside the doors, of course. We have speakers on the dash of plenty. We have 3 speakers just inside the dash, and it sounds incredible. Mark Levinson definitely, in my opinion, is one of the best in the industry. They really know how to manage the acoustics of a car and put a stereo in it that really bumps but also has a really good mid-range. We got a separate screen for our climate control. We have Climate Concierge, which helps you kind of do an automatic mode for every single function that a climate control works. We do have heated steering wheel, heated seats that are on auto mode right now. It's kind of cold in Texas, caught us by surprise. Of course, we have ventilated seats, and they do work very well, like other Toyota Lexus products. This car is a full-on 4-wheel drive, but it also has, as you can see over here, locking diffs. We have a front and a rear locking diff inside the LX 700, especially because this is a Overtrail, and this is how you raise or lower this car. We have an active suspension in this car, and it is now a hydraulic suspension as opposed to the air suspension that these cars used to ride on, and spoiler alert, it rides great. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back seat space. All right, hopping into the back seat of the Lexus LX 700H, and we do have heated and ventilated seats back here. That's the first thing you notice. We have heated seats running right now in auto mode. Pretty nice. We have very pretty vents. I really like the design of this entire center stack. It looks really fancy, honestly. It looks robust. What do we have here? We have our USB-Cs that are covered up, and we have a little cigarette lighter. Pretty cool. Of course, we have optimal headroom. This is the gangster car. You're gonna have your final boss in the back seat anyways, just like you would have had in the 300 series Land Cruiser. Vents in the roof, very Land Cruiser-y. These lights look really fancy. They look, I'm pretty sure those are different than the ones in the Land Cruiser. They look really nice. Door panels in this car, both the front and rear, have this really nice textured wood trim, and the Mark Levinson, of course, ran in the door, and we do have a shade to block out the haters. We do recline just a hair just enough for you to be comfy enough to take a nap. And we also have a little armrest with your hidden cup holders in the center. Not very big, but they get the job done. One massive thing that I forgot to talk about, Nigel, you might want to get in the front seat for this. So in the center stack of this car, in addition to all the gizmos and buttons and your massive wireless charging pad in the center, we do have a double side opening door to your cool box. So this is actually used as a refrigerator if you press that button. And I've used the cool box in the Land Cruisers before when I was in the desert with a 200 series Prado, and it kept my Coke cool for the whole day. Very useful feature, especially if you're taking this thing on a long road trip. Driving the Lexus LX 700H, the hybrid. So this powertrain is pretty much the same powertrain that Toyota's using inside the new hybrid Toyota Tundra models, and it definitely suits the size of this vehicle. It has plenty of power to move it, but it is missing the roar of a V8 that was kind of the expected powertrain with the LX 570s and of course the 200 series Land Cruiser. Honestly, the V6 sounds decent. It's not a bad sounding V6. It still has a low rumble. You know, you can hear a combustion engine inside this car, and all is well in the world. So the 9 hybrid version of this car does 17 city and 22 highway. This one does 19 city and 22 highway, if I'm not wrong, for a combined of 20. So the hybrid in the 700 is mainly for added horsepower and torque, and also for emissions purposes. It's really not a hybrid that saves you a ton of money on gas, but it does move. Woo! This thing handles its weight pretty good. Got a pretty nifty head-up display in front of me. The seating position in the LX is one of the biggest reasons people buy it, and I see why. I really love where I'm sitting. I feel like the king of the road. I mean, it's not, you know, oh my god, it's so tall and top heavy. It feels planted. It feels comfortable. It feels luxurious. Everything feels like it should be. That notch, that dip inside the hood looks pretty cool looking over it from the driver's seating position. Everything is so relaxing. Driving this car is so relaxing. Our 360 cameras are coming on when you are navigating around the parking lot at low speed. It notices that you might need some extra assistance navigating this behemoth around, and works pretty well. And Nigel seems to be enjoying his massaging seat. So as I'm getting a massage in a parking lot where a lot of these cars are probably gonna end up, but if you do get one, please do yourself a favor, take it off-roading. It does have a front and rear locker, and it will do phenomenally because it has Land Cruiser DNA. It is Land Cruiser, and it'll blow your mind. For the money, you can't go wrong. You got luxury on one hand, you got off-road on the other. Best of both worlds. LX 700H sees the speed up roof. As far as this video goes, this one is over. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Keep tuning in. Have a great day. Peace out, and I'm out.